Thanks, Andrew, for the intro. Welcome back to another edition of Brothers Trippin. This is the morning after edition of the show. This weekend, I'm wearing all black because we're in mourning this weekend after an absolutely brutal weekend of sports for the brothers who are now tripping. I wish I was tripping. I feel like I need to start drugs after this weekend.
Well,
anyway, before we get into it, I just want to...
It's never too late.
You can teach an old dog new tricks. It's called weed. Just kidding. All right. So before we get into it, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, Helmet Nation. They make custom mini helmets. They have all sorts of collectible gear for your favorite team. The coolest thing I think about what they do is they can make customized helmets based on your fantasy league logo, based on your military unit, your business, whatever you want to do, so that you can, there you go, there's Central Michigan for all you Central Michigan Chippewa fans out there.
Fire up chips.
Thanks.
You know what it took to make this, though? This is insane.
Few stickers and some willpower.
No, but I would really like to thank them for wearing down Michigan in preparation for this week.
Yeah, they did not do so well.
Anyway.
They did not help us.
They did not. Helmet Nation's a veteran-owned business. It's all handcrafted stuff, so go to helmetnation.com. Get your orders in. Bowl season's coming up in a couple of months, so you want to be ready. Now's the time to do it. So
the season's already a third of the way through.
Third? A quarter, big guy.
4 games, right? Or 3?
Yeah.
Didn't they just play 3? They played 3.
3 games or 4?
No, you're right. Oh my gosh.
4 games.
Sorry.
Yeah.
1, 2, 4 games.
Brothers Trippin is very good at math.
Nebraska's played 4. The NFL's played 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about college ball. He was talking about bowl games already. I'm like, geez, dude.
My bad.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? All right, so let's recap this weekend so far. We know that there's still a game going on right now. This was a brutal weekend for the Brothers Trippin fan club. First off, University of Utah lost. I don't even think they knew there was a game scheduled.
It was so
They knew there was a game for the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they were like, we're done.
Yeah, they were like, oh, backup quarterback? We should be...
Who played better than their starter?
Yeah. So Utah lost. That was brutal. Andrew and I are both alum of the University of Utah. Making matters worse, BYU won. Colorado won. Texas won.
Did you see Arch Manning mean mugging the Sam Houston kid?
My gosh. I was like, are you kidding? Peyton, go freaking talk to that kid. Tell that kid you ain't done nothing yet, man. Like, who do you think you are mean mugging somebody? I would have punched you right in the nuggets if you had done that to me.
Be like an adult mean mugging a 6-year-old at a flag football game. Seriously. I was like, what are you doing, dude?
Oh my gosh.
It's like, wow.
You bad, ain't you? Yeah, so that was all crappy. And then to make matters worse, the Cubs got swept in 4 against the Reds. So the Cubs are on a real hot streak, about to go into the playoffs. Really
the only thing I like
guys.
About that is that I hate the Mets, and now the Reds are in the playoffs, and the Mets are not as of today.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
That is the only. I don't like them. I mean, I'm not a big Red fan. I just don't like the Mets, so I'm all right with the Mets being bumped out. But that is a very, very tiny, small silver lining. That's it.
That's the moral victory of this weekend.
Right. Yeah.
And lastly, the issue that's going to put us all in an early grave is Nebraska lost to Michigan 30-27, perpetuating their absolute futility against ranked opponents.
28 games in a row.
28. How many years is that? How many seasons has that got to be?
I think it was 2015 was the last time they had a win against
effing season.
Wasn't Bo still the head coach at that point?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it was wasn't it against Ohio State when they came back against Ohio State, or was it a different
one? My gosh, are you kidding me? That game feels like, I feel like
it's clear back when Rex Burkhead was it?
Well, Ohio State was playing their backup quarterback.
And Rex Burkhead's retired. That's how long ago it was. He's played an entire NFL career and retired.
Josh,
Goodness.
this is painful.
Yes, it was a brutal weekend.
Wow. I don't even know what to say right now. What
I
can
don't
you
either.
say?
Here's the deal. I'm going to get both of your opinions on this. You guys saw things very differently. I don't know what to think. I have no coaching experience. I played 1 year of football when I was like 11, and so I don't know anything about the X's and O's.
I looked it up. It was September 17th of 2016 when they beat the number 22 ranked Oregon Ducks 35-32. They've lost 29 straight since then.
Who was the quarterback?
I do, because I was actually in the car with Braden driving to Denver. So I was watching the game on my phone because he was moving back to Kentucky. No, I wasn't driving. He was driving.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I was watching the game while he was driving because we were headed to Denver, where we went and caught the next day. We saw the Broncos versus the Colts in Denver, and then he flew back, or he drove the rest of the way back to Kentucky, and I flew home, but he wanted me to go with him.
So you did.
Was Joey, what's his face, the quarterback of Oregon then?
Joe Gans? Who was the quarterback at that time?
I was talking about Oregon, but the Nebraska quarterback? Now, Gans was before that, right?
2016. That was Pelini, right? How I missed those.
There's a bunch of stuff I'm looking up here.
This is our crack research team.
Yes.
Mike Riley this is live research, guys.
That was actually Mike Riley was the head coach, and that was his third season.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh. So Carricker would have been there throwing the bones. Just kidding.
Dude, that
was me.
Well, now we lost a fan. We lost a fan, Josh.
I can't handle that guy. I cannot handle that guy.
We're not endearing ourselves to fellow Nebraska fans.
I just have not been able to figure out how a dude from that era of Nebraska football has made himself relevant in that department. I'm like, you don't have any room to talk to anybody about how Nebraska's playing. You were on some of the worst teams we've had.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Okay, but
he was quite good, though.
He was a solid player. He was solid.
He was. And he had arms like tree trunks, which was awesome. Okay, so we don't know who the quarterback was in 2016.
Hold on.
What would be fascinating is to do one of those like historical context things of like what existed in 2016, like the price of a loaf of bread. Or just kidding, it's not that long.
So in 2016,
it feels like it.
The Oregon Ducks quarterback was Dakota Prukop. But he went 2-3 in the first 5 games. I'm assuming that included the loss to Nebraska, and was replaced by true freshman Justin Herbert that season.
So who was the quarterback for Nebraska?
Working on it.
Would that have been?
It might have been Tommy Armstrong.
No, he was Pelini. No. He was
it was. It was Tommy Armstrong.
Really?
Riker Fife also started 1 game and played in others when Armstrong was injured. But Tommy Armstrong was the primary starter in 2016.
My goodness. Boy,
Zach
there was
Darlington was also on the roster, and Tanner Lee, but he did not start a game.
Real who's who of quarterbacks.
It has been an absolute exercise in futility until Matt Rule came with, our Adrian Martinez was a baller, and he gave his heart and soul to the program, and so did Taylor.
He just unfortunately also gave his commitment to Scott Frost, which turned out to be, not that we knew that. I'm not going back and revising history. We all, like, at least out of us 3, I will admit that I thought Scott Frost was going to be the answer.
I did too.
I mean, I didn't even like it when they necessarily got fired, but that's because I hate the fact that Nebraska media sits on all the information and doesn't tell anyone anything.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second. If you've ever listened to a post-game press conference, or you listen to any of their press conferences, I'm sorry, but Nebraska media, you guys, I love you guys, but man, some of you need to really work on your questions. Like, if you're asking a question that starts out with the words, how important is it that's called a leading question. You're assuming it's important at all. Change the wording. What role did blah, blah, blah play? Why did you go for 4th and 2 at the 2 when You could have kicked a field goal and had 3 more points.
Did
Why
nobody
not
ask
ask a
him
question
that?
like that?
Did nobody ask
How
him that?
important? I don't know that they did. I think he kind of talked about it in the press conference a little bit on his own. He said, "Oh yeah, somebody did sort of ask him." It's hard to
Kind
hear
of a
their
big deal.
questions. Well, he said all of the analytics say you go for it. None of them say. None of the analytics say you kick a field goal there, and so
See, this is why I hate analytics.
That's a disappointing answer to me. It's just low hanging.
It's a cop out answer, is what it is.
Yeah,
it's a cop out answer. I don't like that at all because I'm like, I don't care, because what analytics won't tell you is that a team with a fragile like mindset that you are working on trying to teach them how to win is going to view that if you don't get the first down as a huge letdown. I'm sorry, but it does. The team fought. Like, I'm not saying they gave up after that, but they play differently if we kick that field goal. I just truly believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great drive, right? Start the game.
It was.
They came out with authority and put together a really good, really solid drive. To come away with no points it just felt like the risk of handing the ball over with no points after putting on a display like, okay, we're here to play, was just it gave a lot of momentum right over to Michigan when there was absolutely no reason to do it. I mean, I get if they get the fourth quarter, if they convert it, or the fourth down and they convert it, and and then getting a touchdown, it's difficult, right, to argue that, but you could still say, look, it didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. I mean, even if they got it,
why
not kick the field goal.
Well, and here's the other thing, and this is where like my total lack of knowledge comes in. So correct me, like tell me I'm dumb and don't know what I'm doing.
We will.
I mean, in reference to this, not just any old time.
Not just in general.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Not just
for sure.
In
that's what I meant.
I already know all that. One, I hate that stupid fade pass. I hate it. I hardly ever see it work. Yeah, Raiola, I love the guy, but he does not have that kind of touch often on that pass. It did work earlier in the season, and I know that that's why they go to it. But I knew as soon as they got that close to the end zone, Holgorsen was calling that play. He's in love with it. I don't know why, and I like.
I'd
Holgorsen.
love to see the percentages on that.
It seems like it's almost impossible. You've got to drop a dime every time on that pass because everybody knows one is coming at some point. So I don't get why there's not much more creativity with some sort of trick play in that scenario. You're not going to, and Nebraska has not shown consistency in going against a top defense and being able to control the line of scrimmage for the run game. They just haven't. They haven't done it for years, I would say. I could be wrong, but so they do the fade, that doesn't work. They try running up the middle, doesn't work. Why aren't you just doing something that nobody would ever see coming?
You know what popped into my mind? The Statue of Liberty play. I was like, man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Something
Run
like
the Statue of Liberty from the 3-yard line. Like nobody would expect it.
Yes, or something like a bootleg. I don't know. Something, just stuff that.
Well, a bootleg's not a trick play, but.
Well, I mean, it sort of is. It's a misdirection, at least.
Yes, misdirection, though, is yes.
I understand.
But here's the thing. I don't disagree with you at all. I hate the fade. I am not a fan of that play because I feel like in order to make that play work on any kind of consistent basis, you have to have a phenomenal receiver and a phenomenal quarterback. You just do. Probably a 30% tops completion percentage on that if you don't have those two things. So I hate the fact. Now, I truly feel like Dylan's getting there to being elite. Some of the stuff he did in that game was
he did some really
impressive.
Good stuff.
He kept some serious plays alive.
Yeah.
And he made some off-platform arm angle throws that were phenomenal that I don't feel like we've even seen that much yet. They talk about it because we have absolutely beat to death the horse that is the comparison with Mahomes. And I just wish they would drop that trope. I am so tired of it. But I digress. What I'm saying is I would do something like, why not put trips in bunch out there and run the first two guys off on a flat in a corner and the guy in back on a slant. It's open every time. I don't care what you're doing. You can't stop that. So it's like, you don't even have to call anything crazy. because you're 2 feet away from the damn end zone. Just do it and run slant so that he's not throwing to the corner. He's throwing a more direct pass.
Well,
now,
how many teams actually did it yesterday? Tons of them did it up
For
against the goal line.
sure.
They run that simple slant that's almost impossible. USC did it against Michigan State. I'm pretty sure that was the game I was
Yes,
watching.
they did.
I don't know, man.
It drives me insane that they do that stuff. But if you're going to do it and you get to 4th down, kick the freaking field goal. I'm sorry. Not only do you give the kicker confidence because he's up close and he hits the first one, so that maybe the second one, he hits that one, maybe. Not saying he would have, but get him started off on the right foot by kicking one that's close and easy to make. All of that stuff plays into it, and they have got to stop acting like 19 to 22-year-olds, 18 to 22-year-olds aren't completely immature kids. They still are. I don't care about the money or anything else. These kids have to grow up a lot in college now, even more so than before, but they're still immature kids. And instead of listening to analytics, listen to or think about the game from the mindset of what does a kid think and do? What kind of things do they mistake? They're not professionals. Even though we're paying them now, they're not mature enough to have hit that level that you hit when you're in the NFL. That's why typically rookies struggle in the NFL, because they haven't hit it yet. Typically, there's always the exception, but it's like you're playing the game expecting them to act like professionals when they're not ready for it. So sorry. That whole thing ticked me off to no end.
Gonna be okay, buddy. I'm sorry too. We're gonna get through this together. Clearly there's some frustration and some animosity. I don't want this to sound like this is a bag on Matt Rule, because we all love Matt Rule. We're so glad he's there.
No.
We think he's the man to do it, but we've been wrong before. I'm just kidding. I was just
You're
there
not
for the
wrong,
joke.
though. You're not wrong.
I was just there for the joke. I will say that one of the Matt Rule's explanation on part of that in the press conference was that, well, the field goal, they stopped them. They stopped Michigan on the next drive and they drove again. And so it didn't turn into Michigan getting points. It was his rationale.
It didn't turn into you getting points.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know, man. I'm just relaying what he said. If you go back and watch the press.
Yeah, I admit I did not watch it because I would have been mad, and I didn't want to be mad. So
I like to try and find out see what kind of explanation he has for different things. And I like him. I like Matt Rule a lot. I think he says most of for the most part, he says the right things. I feel like he truly loves Nebraska and wants to be there and wants to help them reclaim their glory. I think I still get nervous a little bit over the lack of long-term success in his career. He's left every time he's had that season of true growth and progress. And so you just don't know. He's never gotten anybody to a championship. And so we don't know. But that's the part that'll
be. He's going to be leaving anywhere, not because he loves the place or anything. I mean, that I think will play into it. But I also just think unless he somehow takes his team after this loss and does go 10-2, so we only lose to Penn State or something the rest of the way, nobody's going to be coming after him.
Yeah.
He's here, unless he does it this year, he's here. And then if he does do it this year and he does stay, then we know, he's really committed to being here. But, I'm not as worried about that so much as I don't know. And I hate to go back to the field goal on the first drive thing, but what I had felt was that he had given into what I would have thought was crowd pressure, because you see these crowds and everybody's like, go for it. And you're like, you people are morons. And, so it's I felt like he gave into that.
Maybe.
The whole crowd's we had this big drive, let's go for it. And instead of being smart and just kicking the field goal, he may have played it off on the analytics in order to not blame the fans, which would have done nothing but piss them off. You know what I mean? And you don't want to lose what you're building with them. But I'm just dude, you can't do that. You have got to.
I mean, as a coach, yeah, you got to just block all that out. Your quarterback obviously wants to go for it. Everybody wants you to go for it. Part of being a coach is being able to block all that out and just make the right choice.
Exactly.
So how do you balance that? Because I don't know that he's necessarily giving in to their pressure. Like, to me, it feels like if the players are saying, let us do it, at some point in the growth process, you've got to keep giving them opportunities to show that they can take control and own the game. And anytime I don't know how you balance that, because it seems like he keeps giving them these opportunities in these early moments in games and they blow it. The offensive line can't block and they get stopped easy.
I would want to know, what did his gut say? He might say, well, this is analytics, all point to going for it. That's fine. And that's why you went, and maybe that's why you went for it. But what did your gut tell you in that moment? Did you really want to go for it, or did you want to get the points? Because yes, there are opportunities. You're right, Josh. Like, you have to grow into that and let your offense grow into that. But I don't know if that's like the right spot to do it, but hindsight.
Yeah. The only thing my gut tells me is to stop eating ice cream. And I tell it to shut up and be grateful for the ice cream I'm giving it.
Mine tells me to start. It's getting it to tell me to stop that's the hard part.
More ice cream. All right. So you guys had wildly different takes than what you just presented tonight. When we were texting about this game on the Brothers Trippin text chain, Andrew was very down on things and Aaron was much more positive. So what the crap happened here to be like Aaron pissed about everything?
We had a body switch. It was like Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have to wait for the magic to come back and.
No, well, you were very.
So let's go over what the positives are. Andrew, Aaron presented the negatives, like you presented last night. So you present the positives. What? Yeah, we're role reversing here. Aaron took your spot as the negative side, so now you present the positives from the game last night.
On a side note, I would just like to say that I really only added negatives about one play, and that was the non-kick for a field goal.
Look, brother, you don't have to justify yourself to us. We love you no matter what.
you came out of it, like the mature adult that we all know.
Clearly.
That you are.
That I'm not.
That
I am not.
No, I was like, wow. I was just, you want me to talk about the positives? I mean, they're definitely.
I don't care. One of you talk about the positives.
Well, listen, you can say this. As bad as the Lions played, Nebraska lost by 3.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that to a point. I'm tired of these games where we lose by 3 because we score a touchdown late in the game that makes it closer than it appears.
I pointed that out too last night in my text because I said, once you get down by 10 with 4 minutes left, essentially you give yourself a 5 to 10% chance of winning that game. Right?
Yeah. Well, and the other team is checked out a little bit. The other team knows.
Okay, there you go. So if the field goal had been kicked and made, you're down by 7.
Yeah.
In which case, their defense is fighting for their lives, and your offense is going for the tie, not going for the touchdown. And then we still got to get a freaking onside kick, which is, you might as well call down a miracle from heaven. Like, it's good. That's what it's going to take nowadays to freaking get an onside kick. Feels like.
Yep.
So it does.
They were actually closer to that one than I thought they would be.
Yes, it was close. It's close all the time. That's the thing. It's close.
Yeah.
All the time.
No, that's fair.
It's really hard to actually convert one. So I guess, and that just kind of popped into my head, Josh, was just that as rough as the Lions played, which we were all very down on, kind of just how the Michigan's D line kind of just had their way much of the game with our offensive line. And I was honestly surprised Nebraska hadn't rushed for more when they showed the rushing stats the first time. I think Nebraska had only rushed for 45 yards or something at that
total.
Well, this was when
I think that was the total.
Were they counting?
But they didn't rush after halftime. Like, I'm pretty sure that they only got I'll look it up right now while you guys keep talking, but I'm pretty sure they ended up with like 45 total.
I was like, wow, it felt like
43 yards on 31 attempts.
Well, does that count Raiola's
43 yards?
Does that count Raiola's sacks though?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that still didn't put him over 100. I mean, Raiola, he probably lost 40 to 50 yards on those sacks at least. It was 8 sacks.
I mean,
so
yeah,
we could find out, but I think that probably takes that. But regardless, I mean, that's just not acceptable. Nebraska has a better running game.
So think about this, okay? Emmett Johnson had 65 yards rushing, and Nelson had 19, and then Barney had 7, and then Raiola, rushing. This is rushing yards. So that's what 65 and 19. That's 80, basically 85. So you were about 90 yards rushing on the day, but that's minus the 49 yards from Dylan's sacks. So their rushing wasn't good. I'm not trying to say that, but it wasn't 43 yards. They ran for 90 yards.
Well, did you guys think Raiola was just holding on to the ball too long for most of those sacks? Whose fault were most of those sacks? It felt like after the first two, you're like, dude, you're not going to get 4 or 5 seconds to hold that, even 3 seconds.
I have thought
you have basically a 5-step drop, get rid of the ball. That's it. That's all you've got. And if Torgerson's not putting his receivers in the right position for, either, I know there are a lot of dump off plays and
I hate that they 5-step as much as they do. I wish he would just put him more in get him moving more. Like he needs to either roll out or boots. Like he needs to put him in motion more than he does. Not motion,
Michigan's
but put him on the move. Yeah, so get outside of him. Chip on the guy with a receiver or a tight end and get outside. Like allow yourself that, because if the guy's coming hard off the edge, that's the other thing is like trying to get away from where the pressures come from, especially if one of them's more effective than the other. Now that was difficult to tell because that stat they put up in the game showed like the 7 sacks happened between like 8-9 guys, so guys were getting a half a sack, whatever,
Well,
so it was different guys,
a lot of different places, and
right, exactly. So that's tough, but it's still like I wish he would put him in like get him on the move more than he does, because he can throw off platform.
Yeah,
he can throw off platform, and I just hate that they just 5-step drop like so often and try to throw from the pocket, and I'm like,
I'm okay with him throwing. Look, I'm okay with that, but why not do more crossing routes instead of just these 5-yard freaking button hooks with your tight end and you get, almost nothing?
And why does it change when they're playing Akron or Houston Christian and running those routes?
That's what I'm saying.
When they're playing Michigan, they're not running those routes. Like, why are we not seeing that against the better competition? Can we not get away with it against better competition? Like, that seems a little bad, like, if that's the case. So if it's not the case and we have the athletes, then why not continue to run it? Like, it seems almost like we get scared into calling a game because of who we're playing instead of what they talk about all the time, which is Nebraska has to have their standard of play and we have to play to our standard. Well, if that's the case, then you have to call the game as if you are attempting to get the team to play to their standard, not worried about what the other team's going to do. Does that make sense? So like if they can run crossing patterns or slants and things of that nature against Akron and Houston Christian, then you should be able to run them and throw them against Michigan.
They've got the receivers.
I think they do.
Too. I think they're better
than last year. I think Dane Key, Isaiah Hunter, and Ja'Cory Barney has clearly taken another step. That kid is a straight up stud.
Mm-hmm. And Michigan's DBs aren't as high quality. I don't know if it's the right term, but like they're not quite as talented, I don't think, as they have been over the last 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years. Like they just didn't seem like really anything special. They do have NFL guys. They probably have 8 to 10 NFL guys on that roster, but I didn't feel like their DBs were all that special, to be honest. It just seemed like we kind of played into their hands. I don't know.
Let me ask you, I agree with those points. Let me ask you this, though, about the running game. One of the things that I struggle with, and again, this I think probably goes back to just not knowing any better, but it kind of drives me crazy that we don't ever really seem to disguise running plays. Like when they are handing off, he is handing off. That ball is out and he is running straight leg, straight arm towards the running back. Like there's no deception in that at all. There's no like, not the RPO, but like
You're talking about the spread option look where he's
there's
riding him instead of
there's none of that. It's just like definite running play now, definite like he's holding the ball out there and waiting for it to be taken. You know what I mean? And like defenses can see that happening from the friggin' secondary. And so they know.
I think the issue with that is that they, like, at this point, Dylan's not even what Underwood's become in the last 2 games, like in terms of being a runner. So Dylan, even if you're riding the guy, the defense knows and they're not going to play. Now, I still believe.
But they don't ever fake it seems like. They don't ever do that, like just a simple tuck fake and then turn and throw it. They like there's
right.
I don't know.
Well, that would be RPO if they were gonna ride, fake, throw, like that would be an RPO. But to your point, I agree, and I believe like that if
is everything okay over there, Andrew?
There's 2 dogs. We're watching Brooklyn's dog tonight. Yeah,
they've just discovered each other.
Bit of a circus. So sorry.
Are they getting to know each other?
If they've done each
in the biblical sense,
a little too well. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But what I'm saying to your
that's
point,
good viewing,
right?
That's good podcasting right there. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, to your point though, they need to have him actually run it, because even if he only gets 5 yards, it still makes him slow down and it creates the threat. And they don't do it enough. Now, you're not going to run him and get 15, 20 yards most of the time, although he did it a couple of times last year. He does at least
once a game. It seems like he gets chunk plays at least once a game.
Chunk game, and if they would just do it even like once or twice a half, I think it would make a big difference. But they clearly don't put a whole lot of time, because he does have to, like, if you're going to run that spread option, he has to run it enough times that he can catch the keys of who he's reading fast enough to make the decision. That was the beauty of running like triple option in the old I formation, Navy sense of running triple, and that you rep that so often with the quarterback. That's all he does. You get it, you pull, you stick it in the fullback's belly, you're automatically looking at your key. And then if he comes down, you pull it. If he comes up, you keep it. Like it becomes automatic, because you do it literally, hundreds of times during the week, during practice. And so if he's not doing that enough, like if they're not putting enough time in practice for him to read it that well, then you can't run it that often, and things like that. So I don't know where they're putting their emphasis in practice. And clearly it seems to me like they're probably not doing that in practice a whole lot. Like it's more like a change up play that they're hoping that they can run well once, or something. So, and if they had him, like if he had legs, like, I don't know,
Underwood,
Aiden Childs, Underwood, whatever, then they would probably do it more.
Yeah. That would be a great question to have answered. So, Mr. Rule, if you're watching this, we would love a call in. We'll be here for about another 10, 15 minutes, maybe, if you could give one of us a jingle. We've sent you our numbers over and over. It was on that paper that cut out of magazines. That was us.
Be our special guest in Lincoln, right? In a couple of weeks?
Yeah. Sure is.
We're actually going to be on
whether
the
he wants us there
podcast.
or not.
We're gonna switch, and we're gonna do a combined House of Rules and Brothers Trippin podcast.
Yep. House of Trippin Rules, or Brothers Rule. Yeah, we're on to something, guys. This has got legs. All right, let's mix it up a little bit here. Before we do that, let's give a shout out to our sponsor. Helmet Nation is sponsoring Brothers Trippin, and Helmet Nation does customized mini helmets. They can get you full-size replicas. They can get you the real deal. Whatever you need of your team, they've got it. So helmetnation.com. It's a veteran-owned business. It's all handcrafted, cool, custom mini helmets
hand-molded
out of clay. They don't fit very well. It's really hard to get it on your head, but that's not the point. The point is that it's very cool. You can rep your company.
Aaron has a
you can rep
kiln
your
in his backyard.
Takes
Actually,
forever
it's
to
behind
make
these
one.
doors.
Yep. Takes forever to make one, but they can rep your military branch or your unit or whatever, your fantasy league team, your high school, your business, anything really that you want on a logo. They can put it on a helmet. And so go to helmetnation.com to see some of the stuff that he's already got there posted. It's very cool stuff, and it's very fun, very personal gift that that you can give in time for Arbor Day. Just kidding, for Halloween or
Arbor Day is a very overlooked holiday.
Yes, especially
Very
in the
much
NFL,
so.
especially in the football world.
Oft overlooked, as one might say.
Yep. All right, so let's move into the NFL and let's talk about how our fantasy leagues are doing. I think we need to brag that in our league, the league that Braden, who was previously, the commissioner, he was on here as a guest. Last week, us three, the true brothers, the only three brothers in the league had. No, don't, Aaron. I saw that. You wanted to correct me because Braden and Aaron are brothers. But there's only two of them. There's three of us. That's why I said the only three brothers. We were the top three scorers in the league. So that was pretty cool. Our teams they're scoring a lot of points. I can't say that I'm necessarily winning games, but last week
we're all getting waxed
we were
this
at the
week.
top. I've
Last
still got a
week
chance.
was
Well, you got a
anomaly
chance,
for
Josh.
me.
You got a chance.
I have a chance. I have a chance to
Same as a
finally
chance.
get a win, get a W, get one in the win column. All right. So what's been sort of a surprise? What's been as you expected so far this year? Aaron, you go first.
As far as my fantasy team?
No, as far as your favorite soap opera.
I thought maybe you were talking about the entire league.
Aaron was zoned out for a minute.
Is wild. The NFL,
Well,
the
just
NFL
do it.
itself is wild right now. Okay, today was an insane day of football in the NFL. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, so talk about those things in context of your fantasy, how it's playing out in the fantasy world.
Well, the funny thing, I think, like when you think about it, and I don't know if this is where you wanted me to go with this, but
probably not.
You look at the NFL, and like today, the Raiders got like beat up, right? But that receiver, they had a receiver named Trey Taylor, who I've never heard of before today, go off for 100 and some odd yards and 3 touchdowns. And so, like, who is this guy? And where does he come from to get 3 touchdowns in a game and 100 and some odd yards? It's wild to think about. And you just don't know. Like Andrew and I were talking just before this started, and it's like, how does anyone bet the NFL? It is so insane.
You meant Trey Tucker, not Trey Taylor.
Was it Trey Tucker? Okay, my bad.
You were
Trey
way
Tucker.
off.
I was way off.
Just kidding. Keep going.
He said,
36.9 points in our standard league.
36.9. I mean, it's crazy. And so, like, we have that kind of stuff going off. The Vikings, what they did today, and the Isaiah Rodgers DB kid for the Vikings literally was graded. They said this. They made a point of this on Red Zone today. That kid after the game was graded out by PFF as a 99.9 or 99.5 score for his day, and they've literally never given that grade out before to a player. Like the fact he had the interception return for a touchdown and a fumble return for a touchdown and some other stuff. I mean, it's crazy where this stuff comes from. So that relates to my fantasy in that I was playing against the Vikings defense today, and fantasy wise, they went off for 35 points. Like, my Bills defense had 4 after the other night, and that game wasn't even that crazy, I didn't think. It was, and here's the weirdest thing. Think about this. The Vikings defense went off, got 35 points, and that game was an absolute blowout. Okay, I realize we had 2 defensive scores, but do you know how many points the Bengals defense had after that game? I would have thought it would have been negative. I would have thought it would have been horribly negative. No, they had 1.5 points after getting absolutely mollywopped by the Vikings. It's so weird. Like I can't even keep up. I got to tell you, I've told you guys this in our own conversations that like we did the draft. I felt good during the draft. I thought I'm going to get some of these guys. People are going to overlook them. It's going to turn out well. And then I finish the draft and I look at my first week opponent and I'm like already eliminated from winning. I got absolutely hammered the first week. Last week, I'm sitting in Pittsburgh at the stadium watching the game. And by the time the game's over and we get back to the car to drive home, I'm like, got 150 some odd points. And I'm like, this is insane. So it's like 1 week to the next. It is just, I have no idea. Like I coached for 20 years. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to fantasy football. I just plain suck. That's just all there is to it. And it's total luck. Like anything I get is total luck at this point. So,
well, you can't suck if it's luck. How about that? And you can't suck if it's just luck.
That is a great life mantra.
Yeah.
That is true.
So just, I mean, everybody's in the same boat.
Everything is luck. You're never bad at anything. Just view everything about life as luck.
So
what
that's
luck?
great.
I earned a paycheck.
I don't know what about you guys? Like, tell me what you're thinking about like fantasy and, cause like I was proud of myself for picking Caleb Williams to start today over Jared Goff, who doesn't play till tomorrow night, but I'm not feeling confident about. So that turned out well.
I think the biggest surprise the biggest surprise I think so far with fantasy and the season is Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the dude he didn't have a great game today. He only had 1 touchdown, but they still scored 40, I think 40 to 21. 41. So like, yeah, tell me somebody saw that coming. No, but
no.
Did you guys?
Who does he play for again?
Colts.
They are 3-0. And they
punted today for the first time.
They punted today for the first time. That was after being up 21-0 or something. Like they were up 20 by 3 touchdowns when they finally punted for the first time this season. Like they had gone 2+ games without punting. That's nuts.
Did you guys?
And Indiana Jones is just.
Where did he play?
In college?
Yeah.
Was it Duke or North Carolina?
It was Duke.
Yeah, it was Duke.
He's the number 3 quarterback right now in fantasy.
Yeah, I believe it.
He didn't have a great game today. He did okay.
No, he didn't.
17 points.
But he didn't need to. Jonathan Taylor looked dang good. He's leading the NFL in rushing.
What's funny is, so the Giants let go of Barkley. He goes to the Eagles, wins a Super Bowl, and has an MVP, like best year by far. Daniel Jones, they let him go. What happens? Starts for the Colts, and he's just on fire right now.
Just on fire.
But anyway.
James Cook right now is the number 1 running back.
We nailed it, Aaron. He went to Duke.
Well done. Well done. Maybe that's why he's doing so well. He's used to playing in the blue and white. He's like, these colors make sense. I can do this. Guys,
the Giants are blue and red.
Yeah, see? Totally different.
Yeah, totally different.
Malik Neighbors just got hurt about it.
So not like a good Neighbors.
Cam Scatteraboo is starting to heat up.
He is.
Wonder who has
just
him
in time because I let him go last week, so that's great.
Yeah, I had Luther Burden. He went off for like a 70-yard or whatever that was touchdown for the Bears.
I almost did the same thing. I have O'Marion Hampton, and I didn't get rid of him, but I put him on the bench, and he went off today.
I wouldn't.
So I'm not now. Like I should have just listened to myself and just but I was like, oh, he's not going to go.
It wouldn't have mattered, Aaron.
The Broncos defense.
The week that Mick had, it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh no, it wouldn't have. I wouldn't win, but like I just would have liked to have made the right decision there. But he'll be back in the starting lineup.
Jackson Dart's in.
Oh my! Utah kid, Corner Canyon, Charger.
Scatteraboo is kind of carving up the Chiefs right now. Yeah,
that's wild.
Oh yeah, they pulled Wilson. They pulled Wilson.
Who's got Scatteraboo in our league?
Did anyone pick him up?
I'm sure someone did.
I think somebody did. He's not a list. I don't see him under available.
Let's see here. Scatteraboo.
Start with Scat and add a boo.
Braden picked him up.
Of course he did. Friggin' Braden.
Braden. You know what?
He's got 20 points so far tonight.
Oh my gosh. Did he
had
start him?
13.9 last week and you got rid of him?
He had what?
He had 13.9 last week. And you got rid of him?
I think I got rid of him the week before. I think I only held on to him for 1 week.
Because he had 0.9 and 1.
Well, I saw some other guys.
That was all the sample size you needed for a rookie.
That's it. Yeah, you're talking to the same guy who drafted.
I wonder if Braden's got
JJ
it playing.
McCarthy.
Wait, Russell Wilson's in for the Giants. What are you talking about?
Well, they must have just put him back in. So maybe he was only in for.
Dude, Scattaboo reminds me.
Scattaboo's on his bench.
I wonder.
So Braden picked him up, but he didn't start him.
Dude, how can you? How can you know? Like,
you don't know. It's
yeah,
all
exactly.
guess.
That's why I wish
all
like fantasy just did a starting lineup only and no bench.
I will say this: Braden and Aaron,
we can do that.
We have our own. We have our own group text as well. So me and those two boys.
Know.
Jeez, dude.
Anyway, they were having a conversation. This is interesting. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this.
Shut it down. Shut the podcast down.
Entourage disbanded.
Brothers,
I stole that from 30
Brothers no longer tripping.
Yeah. Dude, you are tripping.
I'm not meeting you guys in Denver anymore.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
We're the best.
Because I'm not wasting that ticket.
If for no other reason.
No, yeah, for sure.
Than for the
lead. Listen, they were thinking that instead of drafting
it's legal
just a starting quarterback, that you get to draft the team's quarterbacks. So like if you drafted, say, like this was a topic, this was the conversation Braden and Aaron were having. That if you drafted, say, like, let's just use the two teams who are playing. If you drafted the Giants, you would automatically get Russell and whoever his backups were. And then if the starter gets hurt, you would automatically get the backup when he comes in. Because, for instance, last week when Burrow got hurt, Browning came in the game and Aaron could have used the points from him to actually, win that game. But he ended up losing the game by like 0.06 or something because Burrow got hurt and he didn't have it. They're just saying that like if you have the starter, you should get the backup. That way you can automatically, like when you draft, instead of draft, because they would automatically come in. So at least you get to keep, I don't know. What are you guys following? You're staring at me blankly.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but why would I necessarily want the backup? Why wouldn't I want the chance to get a different starter?
Well, you can do that. Like you can draft a second
you just automatically
with a second starter. You just, instead of having to draft the backup and take up a roster spot, you just draft the team. So like if
you do that with every position or just a quarterback?
No, just a quarterback.
So basically it helps you the week that your starter gets injured.
Yeah. I mean, essentially,
because you're not going to keep a backup most of the time. You're going to go find a different starter.
Well, and Aaron had to, though, because today he had to play because he had drafted, I think he played the Bengals backup in his game.
That's just because he's obsessed.
Well, that's what he had on. Man. Yeah, he played Browning. And he had 2 interceptions, only 1 touchdown. But I don't think he has another quarterback on his roster. He drafted those.
Do you guys want to hear how quickly things can change? I had an 81% chance of winning at halftime of the Eagles game. Listen, halftime of the Eagles game, okay? Rams are destroying the Eagles at halftime. I'm playing a guy who's starting Jalen Hurts. He's got like 6 points at halftime or 7 points. By the end of that game.
You're playing Brantley. Playing my grandson.
Cool.
Sorry.
I lost him twice. I lost him twice last year too, but everybody lost him.
11 years old.
Yes. But by the end of that game, I had a 3% chance of winning. Yeah. 81% down to 3. Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Now Neighbors is hurt. So thanks a lot, America.
You might have to change your team name like before you.
No way.
Stay in with like a good Neighbors.
Yeah, because I got nothing else, man. I gotta be honest.
And it's creative. Yeah, I mean,
it is creative.
Go with it.
And I didn't chat GPT that. I didn't stoop to that level.
I did for mine. I'll admit
I probably should have. Honestly,
no way. Yours is good. One thing that I think would be interesting is just have the top scorers, like the fantasy teams in the league, who got the top scores
a win for that week.
Get the wins. Yes.
So the top 6
The
teams,
the
top 6 scores every week.
Or top 5. Ours is a 10-team.
10, yeah,
so
okay,
top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
See, we are good at
top
math.
5. Yeah.
They just win every week. That's it. You're just
whoever. Well, yeah, because if you think about it, like you might have the best team, and you just simply come up against you have no control over what the other team can do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think
spoken like a true
your defense is not a
bitter
defense against your competitor. Your defense is just
loser.
another offensive player. Yeah. Well, look, that's all Aaron was trying to do too. Was just trying to find some way to not look so bad. I
Josh,
should get the backup.
I will say this.
No, that wasn't me. I did.
I know. Other.
I think honestly, the concept of having no bench and you just every week you're going to be changing up guys, right? I kind of like that idea.
You're going to have to say that again because it cut out.
Oh, sorry. Is this thing on?
It's okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
The idea of having no bench, I kind of like that. Trying that. It might be kind of fun to try it. I mean, obviously you can't just, try it in the middle of the season and then go back, but I don't know. It'd be kind of cool one year to just do
for
that.
Every position you draft the team.
No. You just you have your team. You just
only
have no
get
bench.
A starting lineup. You have no bench.
So every week on the waiver wire, you're going to be out there grabbing guys.
It's interesting.
The only time you would go to, in my mind, if you're doing well, the only time you would go to the waiver wire is if you got a buy for somebody. But that also then makes that person available.
And what if your guys start to suck? Then of course you're going to go out and try to find somebody better.
For sure.
So you're taking a big gamble. Do I let go of somebody who's just typically in a top 10, but maybe they're just underperforming? And I mean, there's a lot that would go into that decision. I kind of like.
And suddenly you got to let go of somebody who might be doing really well if they've got a buy, and now they can get picked up by anybody.
So that comes to mind.
Or you just eat it.
Yeah, that's true. You could just eat it. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though you'll lose multiple guys, obviously all of your guys at some point during the season maybe don't eat it with certain positions, but on others you do.
Yeah.
Like for instance, if you have Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry, you don't worry about replacing them. You just eat it when they're on a bye.
I think it would be more interesting and more cutthroat if you forced that. If you had
if
you just eat it, you got a guy on a bye and you don't play, it's an automatic forfeit or something like that. I don't know, or it forces you to do it because I think that that sort of.
I wonder if there's a platform that we could use to maybe try and set it up and recruit some guys to try this kind of a setup next year. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if there's a platform out there that we could go ahead and set that kind of thing up and recruit 7 other guys to play with us.
Well, I'm sure you can do it on Sleeper. Isn't it just an option? I bet it's just an option.
I don't know. I'll talk to Braden. He knows more about it. I'll see.
We could just have a second league.
Yeah.
Josh clearly has his eyes set on the commissioner spot. So maybe you just grant him that. And he could run.
I don't want that kind of weekly maintenance. But I will be susceptible to bribes.
I'm going to be honest, Josh. I'm already questioning some of your motives. So
I think I've made
every
pretty
one
clear.
of your moves would be under some real media scrutiny. So just saying.
Well, as the commissioner, I will just simply discredit the media. Just kidding.
That's what works.
All right.
It seems to work.
It's shown a great tendency to work.
So before we say goodbye, I'm curious about moving forward. So talk to me really quick, or tell me what you guys think has to happen over the next 2 weeks, because we're going to be at the next Nebraska game. They have a bye this next week, and then we're going to be at the Michigan State game in Lincoln, in red or black, whatever, might still be morning. What are your guys' thoughts on the game? Did either of you watch the Michigan State USC game?
I saw the first half.
Too. And then your
I
thoughts
fell asleep
on Nebraska versus Michigan State in Lincoln 2 weeks from yesterday.
I'll go quickly first because I don't know what I'm doing. I would just say I think Michigan State is going to try the same stuff. And I think that they're going to just simply, Jonathan Smith has already shown tendency over his coaching career to be more of a run first guy. And so I think Nebraska's got to figure out how to address that. I don't know how to get any more technical than that. I think you've got to be able to stop the run, and you've got to run yourself as an offense. So I know that that's like duh, but how you accomplish that, no freaking clue. And clearly you guys don't care because you're reading whatever.
No, I'm listening. I'm just very curious.
I was too. I was just looking up the final score of that game because 45-31.
45-31, yeah.
Well, I wasn't that impressed with Childs, their starting quarterback. He's kind of mid, but I think Michigan State plays tough. I think they play hard, and I think it's probably going to be a close game, honestly, through the first half. Probably. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if Nebraska was up by like 2 touchdowns at half, and I also wouldn't be surprised if it was like tied. I just, I don't know. It's the first time I'd watched Michigan State in like 50 years. They're like the most boring team on the planet. But yeah, I think they'll put up a good fight for a couple quarters, but I didn't see, the talent level on that team that was like even remotely close to even USC. USC, it just had speed everywhere. Michigan State did.
Yeah, but USC only beat them by 2 touchdowns. That's like,
well, but they never.
It was not a shellacking. I know USC's defense is not great, but like,
yeah, and
Nebraska's
USC's
offense isn't USC's offense. Yeah, well, Nebraska doesn't have a USC offense, and they don't. But I don't know. So I don't know. But I'm nervous about it. I guess I'm curious about this for the whole rest of the season, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous.
I guess I don't really feel nervous after watching them play. I do think they'll put a few points on the board. I would think like we have to score in the 30s. I'm sorry. We got to score at least 35 on them. Like there's no reason we shouldn't. Absolutely no reason. So
I agree.
Well, especially after all the injuries they had last night, they lost.
Man, yeah, that one.
Well, that's true.
Was really
guys.
They lost. Yeah, that's true. They lost like the top 2 safeties, right, or something like that. Or one was for targeting, and one was for injured. Like a couple were injuries. I forgot.
Well,
about
they
that.
They lost 2 guys when they ran into each other, I think, and took each other out.
Yep.
On a tackle, and then they lost another guy who ended up going to the hospital, who I think was a D lineman, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think the other 2 were like a linebacker and a safety. But so I mean, they are hurting. They were already down some of their top receivers, like Alante Brown, the kid who used to be at Nebraska. He's been hurt, so he hasn't been playing.
But are they going to be back?
I don't know for sure at this point. I haven't heard anything. Obviously 2 weeks from now, but I think they have to play next week, if I'm not mistaken. So I think they have a game. No, nope, they don't. They are on a bye as well until us. So that helps them out. I didn't realize that. So they'll have a chance to try and heal some guys up as well. Things like that. The thing I'll say is I don't buy them as a running team at all. I don't think they have the offensive line or the running backs to run. Like they were able to they had 112 yards in the game against USC. And I think that's only because, like a lot of teams, they, if you're throwing well or you're throwing well enough, you can sometimes break guys and get some runs, etc. And Aiden Childs, I think, ran, a little bit in the game. Let me take a look here to see what he did. Passing wise, he was 12 of 21 for 212 yards. So he had a 10.1 average on that. That was good. He ran for 31 yards in the game. Top running back ran for 61. And that was it. I mean, they had a guy who had 16 yards on 7 carries. So I don't see them as a running team. I don't think they'll be able to bully Nebraska at all. I don't think that'll be the case.
Yeah,
I think Nebraska will need to be cognizant of Childs, keeping on, spread option type plays. I think Nebraska will, but I don't know if anyone on the schedule is really a bully kind of opponent anymore. Penn State obviously maybe, but I don't know that they tend to do that kind of stuff. and then maybe Minnesota, but I'm not as impressed with Minnesota as I thought I might be at this point. So, well, obviously Iowa is the kind that wants to bully you, but that I'm not going to worry about Iowa at this point, but I just don't see Michigan State as being anywhere close to what Michigan was. And if we only lost to Michigan by 3 because they did bully them, then I don't see that happening. I do believe Nebraska should be able to win this game, and the only difference will be if the team can do what Rule has been preaching, and that is he's got to flush everything. They've got to just flush this game and move on. They can't get hung up on it. They can't let Michigan beat them twice, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if they can mentally clear that hurdle, then I don't think Michigan State is a team that is a threat at this point, and they should win that game. So that's just my thought on the game.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to say all that again. I didn't hear anything that you just said.
It is very distracting when you have dogs roughhousing in the background, but
You guys really hear them? Not easily.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Luckily, we're just wrapping up.
Just put your hands around the mic like this.
Good. I didn't know Ellie was going to be back, or I would have stayed in the bedroom, but then they would have just crashed at the door. So it was just like, okay.
So anyway, that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, Andrew, on Michigan State?
I feel like we should get 2 or 3 turnovers, like 1 or 2 picks off Childs. He kind of seemed like the poor man's Underwood. I've been wanting to say that for a long time.
Poor man's underwear.
It's just such a dumb phrase, right? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's stupid, but it's just fun to say it because it's just like,
what's the rich man's Underwood?
Exactly.
Vince Young?
Oof. That's it.
Right
That's
now,
not a bad
college
comp.
football.
Right now, I mean, no.
Right now in college football, I don't know if there is one.
Carson Beck. So stupid.
Dude, can we all agree that DJ Lagway should not be getting pumped up as like this great top 20 quarterback in the country? Or Lenora Sellers?
I don't know why Florida
or Arch Manning.
I'm fine with that.
Or Cade Klubnik for that matter.
Oh boy,
isn't Clemson a dumpster fire right now?
Dude, you get what you pay for.
Kind of baffling. Well,
sorry, man. Like, sorry. If there's such a sea change as this, and I know we got to wrap up here, but like, this seems like a no freaking brainer. Like, dude, sorry, you're the only school not doing this, and you're 0-3. Weird. I wonder if there's a correlation here.
Well, they're 1-3, but
whatever.
having beat Troy, who was ahead for most of the game,
they definitely could be 0-4. Yeah,
they could be 0-4.
I did think it was cool last night that the Trojans and the Spartans were playing each other. That's kind of fun, just as far as, ancient Greece.
Yeah, I missed that.
Because of Southern California's ties to ancient Greece, obviously.
Well, sure.
And
goes
the upper peninsula of Michigan.
That goes without saying.
All right. Did you have anything else to add?
USC looks fast on offense. Defense, wasn't impressed.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a track meet when we get to that game down the road, and thankfully it's in Lincoln. But I also again don't think that USC is going to be the kind of team that can bully us on the ground, and our strength has been against the passing game. I mean, Underwood still only had 105 yards passing. He's the first quarterback this season that's broken 100 yards passing, and it was 105. And his percentage wasn't great either. Now, granted, that's because they didn't need
he ran for 105 yards on one play.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That was Haynes.
But I think he's still going.
Haynes is still going for sure. Haynes and the other kid.
Jeez, Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall. But yeah, I don't think you anyway. That's just me.
And Underwood's average per pass was only like 4 yards. It was like
it wasn't good.
Yards.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be a throw first quarterback, supposedly. So, like, I think that's the key is that Nebraska's going to defend the pass really well. So if teams can't bully us on the ground, I don't think we're going to get thrown on to the tune of 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. I just don't by anybody. So the key is we have to be able to win those games and not have mistakes. Now, we did have the one interception yesterday, but we also got didn't we get a fumble or something at some point? We had a turnover from them at some point. So we didn't lose the turnover game, and we haven't lost it yet this year. So that's good. Yeah. And I agree with Andrew's statement last night that our special teams does look better, even with some of the small mistakes that were made last night. Yeah. And I swear Ja'Cory Barney is like one finger away from breaking something big at some point. Yeah. He's just so close.
He's
so
a tough
that one kid
man.
swiping his foot last night. Like,
he gets bent in so many, he gets bent like a pretzel every game, at least one or two
He's Gumby,
plays.
man.
He gets slobber knocked at least once or twice every game too.
Yeah.
And
he's
dude's
Gumby,
like,
dude. He just takes a beating.
He's a tough dude.
And to catch that Hail Mary of all the guys,
unreal.
He was the one.
That was sick.
The shortest, isn't he the shortest one out of the group?
Me? He might be. Yeah, he just went up and got it. Yeah, just went up and got it.
He's like 5'9", 5'10".
Excellent, guys. Well, good work. Another stellar episode, I gotta say. I think we may be on
I think
the
that's a
verge
top
of
10. I think that's a top 10
podcasty.
Top 10 out of 12. That's right.
We are ready for our podcast awards. I don't know what category we'd be in, but
Queen Latifah would approve. Boom.
She would.
Yeah.
Got it in.
Maybe she'll be the one to.
Yeah, you did.
Yep.
She'll be the one to hand us the award.
Queen TJ Latif.
Mm-hmm.
Can we book her?
Are we?
That would be amazing.
I'm pretty sure she's not working.
Wow, Josh. So much for our chances
I take it back. Oh, wait. No, that's not true. She's the equalizer, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. Is that still... Are they still...
I don't know.
That show's not horrible for being a TV show.
Okay.
I just
Stop.
Okay.
Jeez. Yeah, seriously. My gosh, man.
I love saying that.
Have some standards for crying out loud. Jeez.
You want to
take us out?
We will be in Lincoln for our next podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we will. We will be there at the Michigan State game. I don't know if there's a way that we could actually film something.
Game?
Could we try?
I don't think so. I don't.
Josh
I wouldn't know how to
be
do
at the
that.
Michigan State game.
Well, we'll be in Lincoln for the Michigan State game, is what I think he meant.
Forget it. Yeah, it's just a stupid joke. See, we should have ended 3 minutes ago. I don't know why we're still.
We should have.
We'll figure something out.
I'm thinking more like 40.
More like an hour.
An hour and 11 minutes ago. All right, Aaron, take us out.
All right, we're out of here. See you guys in 2 weeks.
That was well done. You're supposed to promote Helmet Nation again, you ding dong. All right, peace out.
You didn't say that.
That's what take us out means.
Oh, this is awkward.
This is podcasting
I'm
language.
the old man here. Like, why are you think I'm the one that's going to know all this stuff?
You are the one who told me. Do you want to bring us in? Yeah. What's the opposite of that? Take us out.
Josh's masterclass on podcasting.
Yep. I used ChatGPT. Thank you very much.
You don't have dogs fighting in the background. Yeah, that's another tip. Pro tip.
Yep.
Don't have dogs wrestling in the background.
Yeah. Or I had Chester barking earlier. All right. Thanks everybody for watching this show. As always, it's sponsored by Helmet Nation. Just go to helmetnation.com and see all the cool crap that you can order there and how it can help your company, your team, your family. Just get your family crest on a mini helmet.
Buy gifts now for your family for like birthdays and stuff because we have puzzles and we have playing cards, we have dice, we have Tumble Tower, which is basically like Jenga, only with, they got to call it something else. So it's Tumble Tower and it's got like your team's logo on it and everything on all the little blocks. So you can play that. So we've got tons of like family games and stuff. So if you're looking for a birthday present or Christmas presents and you're not just looking to get them like another helmet or something, get them a helmet and, a game, or get them, we have checkers on there. And the really cool thing with the checkers that we figured out was that when you get kinged, there's a little plastic helmet that you put the stickers on that you put on your little checker to make it kinged. So you have a little helmet, and the playing field for the checkers is an actual football field. It's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
That's cute. That is.
Make it happen, folks.
Cute.
Make it happen.
I'm saying. So if you want to get it, check it out at helmetnation.com. Shoot us an email, customer service at helmetnation.com if you got any questions, or give us a call at 800-484-0380.
Excellent. All right, world. We'll see you in Lincoln in 2 weeks.
Peace.
Until then.